Acoustic Guitar Magazine. My name is Molly Tuttle, and I'm making this video to highlight some of my favorite Tony Rice licks and things that I've learned from his playing. Tony has been one of my biggest guitar heroes since I started playing guitar, and since we lost him in December of 2020, I've been going back to some of my favorite recordings that he did and just reflecting on his life and all the guitar players that he inspired with his distinctive style of playing. So I just wanted to share a few of my favorites that I've learned throughout the years. And this is one from the song Old Train, and he kicks this song off with a solo and ends it with a solo, and they're pretty much the same. It's almost not really an improvised solo, it's kind of a composed part of the song. It doesn't follow the melody of the song, but this part that he plays kind of follows the chord progression, and it's almost its own part of the song, which I love. If you're a Tony Rice fan, you hear 3 notes of this solo and you know that it's Old Train. So here it is, slowed down. I'll play it once up to speed. Well, Tony Rice, in addition to being one of the most influential lead guitar players, was also such an incredible rhythm guitar player. And when you talk to people who have played with him, they often mention how it's just hard to find anyone else who really did what he did with his rhythm playing and really locked everyone together in the way that he did. So I wanted to take a moment to just talk about some of the things I've learned from listening closely to his rhythm playing and highlight a song that he did with Ricky Skaggs, Bury Me Beneath the Weeping Willow, as a duet. And I love listening to this one because you can hear his guitar so clearly. It's only guitar and mandolin on the track, and you can hear how much space he leaves. And even when there's just 2 instruments, he's really playing pretty sparsely, filling in around the vocal lines, but leaving a lot of room for the mandolin as well. So he starts this song off. When the mandolin comes in, he starts with a strum, which is really common in bluegrass music. When the song starts, you kind of like want to start on a high note. So, oh, bury me beneath the willow. So when you hear me playing, I'm playing this boom chuck style of rhythm playing that's very standard in bluegrass music. 6-string strum, 4th string strum. And what you hear a lot of Tony doing here is really focusing on those bass notes, because you have the mandolin chopping on the 2 and 4 of the measure. And so he, a lot of times when he's singing and when Ricky's singing lead, he's really just playing heavy bass notes and kind of leaving a lot of space for the mandolin chop to be heard. And then in between the vocal lines, he fills it in with some more kind of punchy strumming patterns that break away from just that boom, chuck style of rhythm playing. So you'll hear him go pick, strum, pick, up, down, up. So in between the vocal lines, oh, bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree. So you hear how you sing a line and then the instruments come up in dynamics to fill in the spaces. And if you're a bluegrass guitar player watching this video, you may have heard people talk about the 4-finger G chord. People usually play a G chord like this in bluegrass music and cover up the 2nd string, the B note, cover up the 3rd of the chord. But if you listen closely to Tony on this song, especially, you can hear it very clearly at the ending of the song when he plays each note individually. He's playing a 3-finger G chord, which a lot of people like to say is off limits in bluegrass, but I don't know if he's playing this 3-finger G chord the whole time. Sometimes it's hard to tell if he is, but you definitely hear it in those spaces where he's adding in more strums. And I think that open 3rd really goes nicely with the pretty major melodic sound of this song. I think it's really beautiful in there, having that 3rd of the G chord ringing. So you heard it from me. If you play bluegrass, you don't always have to play that 4-finger G chord. You can break that sometimes. The other things he's doing on this song are bass runs leading from one chord to the next. One time you hear him kind of putting in that 4th on the G chord as a fill after I think one of the solos. You hear G runs, especially at the end of the solo of the mandolin solos. The guitar never takes a solo on this song, so if you go back and listen to it, you can really just hone in on his rhythm playing. And yeah, at the end of the mandolin solos, he'll usually play a G run. Leaves a pause after the G run, and I really love that too, how sparse he's playing, and he's leaving spaces for the song to breathe in between runs, in between sections of the songs. It really gets broken down, and I think that's the beauty of the guitar and the mandolin on this song playing together, is how much space there is in the music. What else? So he has those G runs that are filling in spaces, the leading from one chord to the next, those heavy bass notes that leave space for the mandolin chop, and then coming in between vocal lines with a G run or an accent strum, and then leaving a lot of space. And so yeah, I think those are a few of the rhythm things you'll hear when you listen to this song, but you can listen over and over again and always hear new things. I only recently realized he was using that 3-finger G chord so much. I thought that was really cool. So definitely listen to this song, and yeah, I think a lot of these rhythm techniques are applicable for beginners. You can start learning these strumming patterns, learn some of these bass runs, and learn those G runs and start playing them at bluegrass jams whenever we can get together and jam again. But yeah, that's the beauty of Tony's playing, is there's something for everyone to learn from it. And I've been playing guitar for a long time, and I still go back to this and just want to listen to him strum the guitar. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed taking something away from his rhythm playing as well. That is my Desert Island Tony Rice song, Church Street Blues, one of my absolute favorites of his. I love the recordings of him that are just him and a guitar, and you can hear everything that he's playing and hear all the intricacies in his guitar playing and singing. And there's also a really wonderful version of that one on YouTube that's just him playing it solo. He does it a bit different than his recorded version, and it's really cool to get to see how he cross picks that one, and he does so many down picks in a row. It creates a really fluid sound. His thumb moves around a lot on his right hand. He uses a lot of his fingers in his playing. I'm kind of more of a wrist-oriented player with my right hand. And also his left hand barely moves. It's always so amazing to watch his technique with both right and left hand. And I love how he incorporates cross-picking into his rhythm playing on that one as well. It creates a really beautiful accompaniment for his voice, and kind of is this thread that holds the arrangement together that I love. So that was my take on Church Street Blues, one of my favorite Tony Rice songs. Hope you enjoyed.